And next, we will going to discuss naman ang Marzano Taxonomy. Marzano Taxonomy is considered a new taxonomy of educational objectives by Robert J. Marzano and John E. Kendall. First, what is Marzano Taxonomy? Marzano's model thinking skills incorporates a wider range of factors that affect how students think and provides a more research-based theory to help teachers improve their students' thinking. Marzano's new taxonomy is made up of 3 systems and the knowledge domain, all of which are important for thinking and learning. Marzano believes that teachers need to choose areas of improvement throughout the year and administrators should be responsible for providing opportunities to observe effective strategies of other teachers. It has 3 systems and 6 levels of Marzano taxonomy. The 3 systems are cognitive system, metacognitive system, self-system, and there are 6 levels of the new taxonomy, which are retrieval, comprehension, analysis, knowledge utilization, metacognition, and self-system thinking. What is cognitive system, metacognitive system, and self-system? First, cognitive system, the mental processes in the cognitive system take action from the knowledge domain. This process gives people access to the information and procedures in their memory and help them manipulate and use this knowledge. So cognitive systems are oriented toward human skills and capabilities. They can perceive and understand things through conclusions and learn. Metacognitive system is the mission control of the thinking process and regulates all the other systems. The system sets goals and makes decisions about which information is necessary and which cognitive processes be suit goal. It then monitors the processes and makes changes as necessary. So it means is the process of thinking about one's own thinking and learning. Self-system, this system is comprised of the attitudes, beliefs, and feelings that determine as individuals' motivation to complete a task. The self-system is an interconnected network of beliefs that helps a person to make sense of the world and decide what goals and tasks to pursue. These 3 systems of thinking is the heart of the new taxonomy. The first level is retrieval under the cognitive system, the activation and transfer of knowledge from permanent memory to working memory, where it might be consciously processed. Retrieval of information is either a matter of executing, recalling, and recognizing. First is executing. The students will be able to perform a procedure without significant error, but not necessarily understand how and why the procedure works. Second, recalling. The students will be able to produce features of information, but not necessarily understand the structure of the knowledge or differentiate critical and non-critical components. And last, recognizing. Students recognize features of information but do not necessarily understand the structure of the knowledge or differentiate critical from non-critical components. Second level is comprehension under by cognitive system. This category demands the determination of concepts important to remember and arranges those information into suitable categories. It involves 2 related processes, which is integrating and symbolizing. Integrating, the student will be able to identify the basic structure of the information, mental procedure or psychomotor procedure, and the critical as opposed to non-critical characteristics. While symbolizing, the student will be able to construct an accurate symbolic representation of the information. Third level of cognitive system is analysis. The reason extension of knowledge and generation of new information not already possessed by the individual. There are 5 analysis processes. First, matching, classifying, analyzing error, generalizing, and specifying. The first one is matching. In matching, students identify important similarities and difference between knowledge components. And second, classifying. Students identify superordinate and subordinate categories related to the knowledge. Third, analyzing error. Students identify errors in the presentation or use of the knowledge. Generalizing, students construct new generalizations or principles based on the knowledge. Last, specifying. Students identify specific applications or logical consequence of the knowledge. The last process of cognitive process is the knowledge utilization. It's about using accumulated knowledge to tackle problems, develop new products, and deal with unfamiliar situations. For example, an engineer might use knowledge of Bernoulli's principle to solve a specific problem related to lift in the design of a new type of aircraft. There are 4 general categories of knowledge utilization. First, decision making, problem solving, experimenting, and investigating. First, decision making. When the students use his or her knowledge of details to make a specific decision regarding the detail. Problem solving. When the student uses his or her knowledge of details to solve a specific problem regarding the details. Then experimenting, when the students use his or her knowledge of details to generate and test hypotheses or generate regarding details. Last is investigating, when the student uses his or her knowledge of specific details to investigate a past, present, or future event or conduct an investigation regarding the details. The 5th level is metacognition under of metacognitive system. It's responsible for monitoring, evaluating, and regulating the functioning of all other types of thoughts. Example, students would establish a specific goal in terms of increasing their understanding or use of specific information presented in mathematics class. 4 categories of metacognitive processes: specifying goals, process monitoring, monitoring clarity, and monitoring accuracy. The first one is specifying goals. Students establish a goal relative to the knowledge and the plan for accomplishing the goal. Second, process monitoring. Students monitor the execution of specific goals as they relate to the knowledge. The third, monitoring clarity. Students determine the extent to which they have clarity about the knowledge. Monitoring accuracy. Students determine the extent to which they are accurate about the knowledge. And finally, the highest level of this new taxonomy is the self-system thinking. It consists of an interrelated arrangement of attitudes, beliefs, and emotions, which determines whether an individual will engage in or disengage in a given task, determine how much energy the individual will bring to the task. There are 4 types of self-system thinking that are relevant to the new taxonomy. First is examining importance, examining efficacy, examining emotional, and examining motivation. Examining importance, students identify how important the knowledge is to them and the reasoning underlying this perception. Examining efficacy, students identify beliefs about their ability to improve competence or understanding relative to knowledge and the reasoning underlying this perception. Examining emotional, students identify emotional responses to knowledge and the reasons for these responses. Examining motivation, students identify their overall level of motivation to improve competence or understanding relative to knowledge and the reason for this level of motivation. And to recap, the 6 levels of SNI taxonomy by Marzano and Kendall are retrieval, comprehension, analysis, knowledge, utilization, metacognition, and self-system thinking. That would be all, and thank you for listening.